Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.
Every year I get phone calls from individuals with plants in their landscapes that are just not looking right. Something's a little bit off. And oftentimes when you see symptoms like this that I'm standing next to right here, where the leaves are distorted, really twisted, curled, that is a classic symptom of herbicide drift damage. So herbicides, of course, would be things that would include weed killers, 2,4-D, dicamba, those sorts of things. And if you spray those things on a day that's a little bit warmer, or maybe on a day that has a little bit of a breeze or a little bit of wind, you can affect some of those non-target plants that you didn't intend to damage. And it doesn't necessarily have to be in your yard or from what you have done in your own landscape. It could be from blocks away or even miles away in the country on the wrong day, and you can still have some of this sort of damage show up on some of your plants. Now we have some seedling hackberry trees here that the birds have planted, and hackberries are one of those trees that is a little more sensitive to herbicide, and there are some of those plants out there in the landscape that are definitely more sensitive and almost will always show that damage every year. One of those is redbud. Redbud trees have those pretty blossoms in the springtime, but every year those leaves, especially in the middle of town, look like they have a little bit of cupping to them. So not this twisty curly stuff, but more like this one here where it's just cupped. That's almost normal on redbud trees in the city of Hayes, simply because there is quite a bit of weed killer used on home lawns and things like that. So just bear in mind that some of those trees are more sensitive and not necessarily something that's going to hurt the plant or damage it in the long run, but it does make it look a little bit off for a while. Now, if you have some herbicide drift damage occur to your landscape, either on trees or shrubs, or more importantly on your vegetables, tomatoes are extremely sensitive to herbicide drift and will have these symptoms as well. Just know that there's unfortunately not much that you can do to fix that. You just have to kind of wait until the plant grows out of it. It will set your tomato plants back. Sometimes it can stunt them pretty severely, but hopefully in the long run it'll grow out of it and you'll continue to have some healthy plants. If you have little tree seedlings like this, a lot of times I get questions about, well, can I spray those with something? One of the things you want to consider is that tree seedling or that little sprout coming from the root system of an existing tree, or is it from a seed? If it's from a root system of an existing tree, let's say silver maple or honey locust or one of those trees that likes to send up sucker sprouts, then you have to be very cautious, because anything you spray to those sprouts or on those sprouts will be like treating that main tree that you want to keep. So you have to be cautious about what you choose to use. If you have little seedlings coming up in the yard, make sure that you don't unintentionally harm a tree you want to keep or a tree that you really like in your landscape by using a tree weed killer or stump treatment or something like that on the tree. Another thing to consider is a lot of times trees, if they're of the same species, they will actually graft roots. So let's say you have one tree that you want to get rid of, but it's next to another tree that you want to keep. Sometimes those root systems can graft together if they're the same species, and so treating one tree may essentially move over into the root system of that other tree, and you can end up damaging both trees unintentionally. Like I said, herbicide drift damage, extremely common around this time of year. If you see this twisty, distorted look to any of your plants in the landscape, chances are it is herbicide drift damage and not some sort of disease or insect problem. But if you have questions about any of this, please contact your local extension office for more information. Reporting for K-State Research and Extension, Eagle TV, I'm Holly Dickman, Ellis County Horticulture Extension Agent.
Don't miss the Green and Growing Show in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Eagle TV. Ellis County Horticulture Agent Holly Dickman will identify common lawn and garden issues while providing up-to-date information. Watch weekdays in the noon to 9 p.m. hours on Channel 14 or 614. Green and Growing, brought to you by Riedel's Garden Center, a full-service garden center west of Hayes on Highway 40, and Eagle TV.
With our current weather conditions, it takes a real expert to create landscape that'll thrive. Riedel's Garden Center has the staff with the expertise of water requirements for plants, lawns, and landscapes that'll stand up to our changing weather conditions. With 25 years of hands-on experience, owner Darren Riedel will customize a landscape design and irrigation system to meet your expectations and our climate. It's recommended to protect your lawn using Fertilome products available at Riedel's Garden Center, an authorized dealer. Call or stop by Riedel's Garden Center today.